YouTube, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the first off season here in the Promotion Relegation League. We are here at Ball State. If you've been following, you know we made a bowl game. We lost the bowl game, but we made it. So we're here, like I said, off season. If you haven't watched the previous 4 episodes, go ahead and watch them. I have them in a playlist. Go ahead and watch those as well. This is kind of where this starts to kind of pick up a little bit. The fact that we get to move a bunch of teams. You get to see that in this episode. We get to create the custom conferences for next year and so on and so forth. But the underlying idea of this, right, is Ball State getting to the Big Ten. That's really the goal for the whole thing. So to get promoted 13 times, which means you're going to play 15 to 20 seasons more than likely, it's a grind, right? It's a grind. So without further ado, let's hop in. Pretty nervous about this tab. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm pretty nervous about the tab, but we gotta just rip the Band-Aid off. Who do we want to keep here? Played all 13 games for us this year. We're going to try to keep him here. Didn't want any of it. Ferguson, want to keep him here. We keep Ferguson. Let's go. That is huge. I am stoked, actually. I am stoked. This center is pretty interesting, to be quite honest with you. 85 speed for the free safety. Sophomore right guard, did he play for us? He played 3 games, 55 downs. Left guard, he played all 13. He's agile, he's a freshman. We're going to try to persuade him to stay. Didn't work. Very low here. Did he play for us? 42 tackles. So he played a little bit. He's a junior. He's at a 70 overall, though. So this guy, right, is probably where we want to put more eggs in our basket. We keep him. Yates, nice. He was huge. I mean, he played so well for us. Do we try to keep Tremaine around? Or Tremaine, good Lord, Taylor. Do we try to keep him around? We only have 2 persuasions left. I mean, that's kind of where I'm starting to get a little nervous. And see if we want, this guy's well-rounded. He played all 13 games. Didn't give up a sack. I almost want to persuade this kicker, but we do have our freshman kicker still here. He's just not good. He's just not good at all. Pocket disruptor. 0 sacks, 15 tackles. He started 13 games for us. I want to keep him. Not going to keep him. All right, so is it the freshman dual threat from Arcadia, Indiana, or is it Taylor? Who played super well for us. Taylor has a better chance. We'll see. And we keep Taylor. All right. So, not terrible. I mean, Quoa, we didn't even try. Let him go play somewhere else. Ferguson is a huge get to come back. The left guard who started for us is big to get back as well. Oh, wait. He decided not to come back. Never mind. But then Yates and Taylor. So, relatively decent of keeping people. High school, obviously, so the guys that we're finishing off at the end of the year, as you can see, most of them were the only one that offer, right? Except for Simpson, which is a right tackle, which we direly need. Not a big fan of the raw strength archetype. I mentioned it a couple times that it takes the most to upgrade. Like everything's double digits, or at least like 8 to really like make a mark on their overall. So not the most ideal, but we need right tackles. We had a lot of offensive linemen leave, so we need to make sure that we get them. Everybody else were the only ones that offered the scholarship and kept it on there, so we're only putting 5 for them. Down here in the 2 stars, it's kind of the same idea. We just didn't have the hours to put on them. Now, for the transfers, again, we're bringing in tackles. These were the only 3 tackles that would give us a chance. So it's going to be interesting. These 2 are junior transfers. Bowling Green has a huge lead on this Matlock Bell, but either one I wouldn't mind, depending on what their overalls are. This right tackle was a freshman, hence why I kind of went after him. We are the only one to offer him a scholarship at this point, but we put 35 on him as well as Matlock Bell just because we are already behind the 8 ball a little bit. And then the rest of them are 3 stars, left guard Bates. Then we have 2 will linebackers, and then we have 2 Sam linebackers, and then a 3rd will linebacker down here that's a freshman. So we are looking pretty good on those that we are put. If they're interested in us, they were really interested. So we'll see how the first week goes. All right, and we are here. National Signing Day. As you can see, we lost to West Virginia. Raw tackle. I mean, quite frankly, he wasn't very good. And as we see, normal development trait. So that one doesn't really hurt that much, to be 100% honest with you. But we do lose out on him. And as we scroll, we're going to see that we did pretty well. We've had these guys on our board for quite a while, just trying to see what we missed out on them. And 2 normal development traits yet again. So the recruiting battles that we lost ended up not really hurting us all that much. Obviously, we don't know how good they're going to be. But as we go down, you see we got all the players that we were trying to go after to end the season. We got all the transfers that we wanted to go after, which is fantastic. So we're going to hop in and see development traits. All right, dev traits. We are looking through here impact for our top recruit, which was the 453rd player in the nation, in which we can celebrate as our top guy here in the high school class. Then we get normal. We do get a star athlete, dual threat, 81 speed, 83 throw power. He's not the greatest, but he does have star development, which is nice. Impact for another dual threat, 81 speed, 88 throw power. So as you can tell, we're just trying to get people in here. Impact for Mike Thumper. Star development for this Mike linebacker. Frank Beckner, which is solid, and a bunch of normals. Impact for Sam Lurker, which was a transfer, which is nice to get. More impacts from the left guard. The freshman Will linebacker had impact, and we got star from Myron Robinson, who is also another guy that we got here in the transfer portal, which is fantastic. Impact star from a Will linebacker, the freshman as well. Hopefully we can get one of these 2 to play Sam linebacker and just really let them grow in our program. And then a bunch of normals to finish out the offensive line. So that was kind of expected, to be honest, but we got 30 recruits in the door. So we'll see where our class lands. 68th in the nation, 23 3-stars, 6 2-stars, and that 1 1-star. Look at the gap between us and UTEP, and then the gap between them and Old Dominion. These guys are going to be hurting down the stretch. They only get 18, 24, 20, and 25 players in their class. Obviously 24, 25 is not terrible, but look at the guys that Akron's bringing in. No wonder they're terrible. Good Lord almighty. That is bad. Top 70 class for us, though, with the position we're in, is not bad at all. We're going to hop into position changes. Now, there is a bug in the game. in which if you would switch a player from one position to another player, even if it's like right tackle or left tackle, it's going to mess with their skill caps. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the athletes and get them in their correct spots. In order to max their potential. The athletes, it doesn't affect them, but if you put them, say you put them at like an outside linebacker and then you switch them back to quarterback in this case, that will affect their caps. So it's a little bit of a finicky thing. Hopefully they're working on it, but if you want, like if you have 3 really good left tackles, you can put the second one at right tackle in the depth chart and it will be totally fine because their physical and mental abilities are the same. They mirror each other. So that's a nice part that you can do, but it's still pretty annoying. So Watkins, we have 79 speed. Throw power is 90 though. So 79 speed, he's probably not going to be able to play anywhere else besides quarterback. So we're going to go ahead and throw him there. He's a 75 to start, which is by far like the the highest that we have. 90 speed here. East-West playmaker, I think putting him at halfback is the smartest thing for sure. Dual threat, 80. Throw power is only 83. This is one of the guys that maybe we can put somewhere else. We'll see what... He's 6'3", 198. He's pretty small to be a tight end. He's pretty small to be a tight end. He can't really play anything defensively. He's a star at tight end, sure. 81 speed at the tight end spot's pretty nice, I guess. Then we got a backfield threat here again with 87 speed. Halfback is the best spot for him. However, he could play edge. He's 5'10", 183, though. That's probably not the best place for him. So we'll go ahead and put him at halfback. Another East-West playmaker, 86 speed. He's 5'11", 185. I mean, he's just not going to... We're going to have to put him at halfback, too, I think. So as we go through the roster, 4 quarterbacks. The lead is the freshman Watkins. He only has normal development. Pro potential is his deal breaker, so he's probably going to leave, to be honest with you, because we don't have a quarterback that's going to get drafted. Pro potential for this freshman as well. He has an impact, so hopefully we can hold on to him. But we begged Taylor to come back, right? Do we really just give over the keys to the freshman? That's going to be a decision that we have to make. The halfback room is pretty full, to be quite honest. Obviously, we really liked Ferguson. We got him to come back. He's a senior, so he's definitely not coming back. But these guys just don't excite me. Maybe Elijah Jackson. Pro potential is a C+. Ferguson's not going to get drafted unless he has a huge offseason, but I don't see that happening. This sophomore is pro potential C+. He might be back, but he has 86 speed, not anything that we're really looking at. And then we got the freshman. We got the 90 speed with Kanoy. And then we have 87. The biggest thing is pro potential. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. So the freshmen are actually going to be people that we might be able to keep around for this year. Next year might be a little bit different, but we might be able to like redshirt Kenoy. That way we have 90 speed coming in because we can use Elijah Jackson and his 89 speed, 92 acceleration and stuff like that. And then the receiving crew is horrible. Holy, I just realized we're a 58 overall right now. That is absolutely insane work. That is brutal. Speed-wise, we are atrocious. So hopefully we get a bunch of skill points for McDougal. He's a junior. He's more than likely going to be moving on. We have nobody that's really good here in this receiver room. We have a Gadget as our second highest. Durham played really well last year. He's probably going to stay in the slot. Tight ends, we moved that star development athletic player, and he's going to be our tight end. What is his catching? He has 79 catching too already. I love that. He's going to really boost that tight end room a lot, quite frankly. So happy to see him there. Then we have our our offensive line. Brisky is a guy that we brought in. He's a transfer, so he's going to be a senior. Matlock Bell was also a transfer. So that's not great that's how high of an overall they were. We got Bates at 73. I'm pretty sure we talked him into coming back. Our centers are awful. He does have some good physical abilities though, so that might help out his overall just a little bit. And then we have just our offensive line is so bad. So bad. We might just play Ostrowski. He's only 3 overalls worse. Just brutal. Our left edge, we got a freshman Vaughn's in there. He has impact development, which is going to be nice as he continue. He only has 63 speed at end though. Oh no. We are in a lot of trouble. We are in a lot of trouble. 82 speed on this guy though. That's nice. Strength, oh my God, we are so bad here too. We are going to be in a lot of trouble this year. We're going to be in a lot of trouble. Remember, I'm not moving anybody because of the skill cap issues. Sam linebackers, we're looking okay. Impact development for these two, so they should be getting extra skill points for us to put on. We do have a freshman that's coming in here, Jamie Coker. He hates our play style, so hopefully we can get that out of the dumps and keep him here. But we do have 2 other freshmen down here with 80 speed. Playing time is big for Rico Muse, so we probably can't redshirt him. And he actually might play with Coker, to be quite honest with you. Pro potential here for Beckner. He's as good as gone, to be 100% honest with you, because we're not going to have anybody drafted at any position at this point in time for quite a while. So playing style here, star development for Myron Robinson, which is fantastic as a sophomore. Pettyjohn has impact, sophomore as well. 87 speed for both of them. Then we have this redshirt guy that's coming in. I'm pretty sure he was a transfer. He has 85 speed. So these 3 Will guys might be our linebackers just because of speed and different things. And if you look, 87 speed. If we go to our corners, they are like our second fastest corner. That is absolutely insane. All normal developments in there, not ideal. Impact down here for the junior Stewart, but I just don't see a world where that really is helpful. And then at the strong safety spot, we have 2 freshmen that are super close. Playing style are both A+, so we're good there. Both are normal, which is obviously not ideal. Kicking power, he was awful. Hopefully we can generate it a lot here in the offseason. So that is the look at the squad really quickly. The next thing you'll see is all the changes in the conferences. All right, we're here. The most exciting time of the offseason now for me personally, because we get to go through and put these points on ourselves. Now, I'm assuming this particular cycle, I'm not going to be too enthused because, as you can see in the top right under their overall, is where they have their skill points, and 32 is the highest that I've seen. Now, granted, these guys are bringing in 22, 23 as normals, so that's nice. But as you can see, there's not very many people that are bringing in a bunch of skill points. So where the offseason typically, these linebackers are bringing in a bunch though. Star development, that's why. And that's why the dev trait now is so important as we are getting through here. So, like I said, kind of set myself up for disappointment in this one, but we're going to go put on the points, and then I'll get back to you. All right. So that took just over 40 minutes. So I would suggest, if you're not going to be invested long term, easy way to do it is don't have manual upgrades on. Just let it auto progress like it did in College Football 25. Otherwise, if you're super invested in a player, go ahead, put the skill points on how you want them to be, and then if you see in the bottom, like, left third of the page, you can hold the triangle button. You tap it to go into the player. You go to ratings, and then you can put skill points on there. Otherwise, if you hold triangle, it's going to auto progress all players that you haven't touched yet. So there was one that I did that I wanted to auto progress like the rest of the quarterbacks. It auto progressed everything. So make sure you're careful about that. So if you have players that you truly care about, that you want to make sure that are progressing the way you want them to, go ahead and do that. The other thing, when you're manually progressing, make sure you keep in mind that the physicals, you have to upgrade yourself. Otherwise, they're just going to stay the same. Sometimes they auto do it in the middle of the year, but most of the time you have to do it here. So if you're sitting there and you have 3 points left and you can't do anything else on the player, go check the physicals, see if you can buy one of those. Now, one thing I want to talk about that I'm pretty sure I've talked about on here, otherwise I did on stream. Stay away from the raw strength. And I'm going to tell you why. In the right tackles, Michael Popov, before I even started upgrading, was a 49 overall, and he had 22 skill points. Okay? As you can see, he finished at a 65 overall. So he jumped 16 overall on 22 skill points. And as you can see, his awareness went up by 15, pass blocking went up by 14, run blocking went up by 15. He is a viable player now. I mean, look, he's better here than Tristan Cook is. He's the same as Tristan Cook is here. So, stay away from the raw strength if you want to try to upgrade him. Now, this Redfield guy was a 60 overall before I started to upgrade. He had 26 skill points, and he finished at a 62 overall. Now, here's the reason why. Is if you go into here, look at how expensive everything is, even when they're this bad, right? Even when he's that bad. If you go into the Popov one and you look, these are worth 3 now. And when we looked at the other guy, they're worth 8 and 9, and they're about the same. If not, Popov is better at these things now. So if you're trying to develop them, now if it's a 5-star, raw strength guy who's going to come in at a 79 with star development, that maybe changes your mind. It doesn't for me, to be quite honest with you. It doesn't for me. So just wanted to give a little tidbit, a little bit of information that way. I don't think there's any other. D-tackle speed rusher, same thing. Now, I only had one D-tackle to upgrade in this particular case, but they were super expensive. So I'll keep giving those types of ideas and those thoughts as we continue to go through. All right, custom conference time. Now, I've noticed when I did this in College Football 25, I noticed that it was much easier to show you the spreadsheet opposed to trying to be like, oh yeah, and flip between these pages on here, because it's kind of hard to see the changes, right? So I have a spreadsheet that is now up on your screen, and it shows who's going to go and who's going to stay. Now, I already have Conference USA red, so you know that 4 teams are moving on. And if you are looking at the records on the left, you can see that these are the 4 teams getting to go to Conference USA. So how you do that is it's going to go to the conferences. You're going to see the lower teams on the conference standings, and then if there's a tie like there was in this year, there's 2 teams at 2-6. That was Ohio and Central Michigan, and then there was 4 teams that were tied at 3-5 in the conference. So what I did was I went head to head, and whoever had the worst record in that case, in the head to head of those 4 teams, got booted. So Delaware only played New Mexico State, who was also in there, and you can see they're getting demoted as well. So Delaware was 0-1. New Mexico State was 1-1, but they lost to Georgia State, who is the other team that was 1-1 from those things. So that's kind of how I did it there. I know it's probably hard to understand as I explain that, but that's kind of how it went. So us 4 are moving up. Central Michigan, Delaware, New Mexico State, and Ohio are moving to the independent. Jacksonville State and Western Michigan were in the Conference USA championship game, as we talked about in the last episode, so they get to be promoted to the MAC. Nevada and Troy were the 2 bottom in the MAC, so they dropped to Conference USA. Buffalo and South Alabama were in the MAC championship, so they go to the Sun Belt, and they're switching with Temple and Wyoming, who were the bottom of the Sun Belt. Buffalo, South Alabama, they were in the I'm sorry. James Madison and Navy should be here. They get to go to the Mountain West. In the Mountain West, App State, East Carolina drop, so on and so forth. So this is the entire. I'll pan a little slower. If you want to look closer, you can go ahead and pause it and look. But you can see the Big Ten. I have them as promoting, but they don't get promoted, right? They just get to stay in the Big Ten. But as you can see, the teams in red in the bottom are the ones getting demoted. The teams in green are getting, red is relegated, green is promoted. So that is going to be the new look. I'm going to go ahead and do it in-game. So here's the schedule. As you can see at the top, we are up to a 67 overall now. I was really worried when we were sitting at a 58. Not going to lie to you. So upgrades went relatively well. We'll get into what the team looks like next episode. But to finish this episode, here is the schedule. We got Coastal Carolina. We're going to go to Coastal. We're going to go to Toledo. Then we start Conference USA play by going to East Michigan. And then we get UTEP at home, Old Dominion at home. Then we have a non-conference San Diego State at home. Then we go back on the road for 2 games against Sam Houston in Northern Illinois. Then we're back home against UL Monroe, and then another non-conference Liberty. Then we are open, so bye week 11. Then we have Kennesaw State in Georgia. Then we come back home for the season finale against Kent State before Army-Navy week. How we did non-conference is the four conferences above where we are, we're taking teams from. So that's just so you know, that's how I'm doing those. I thought about doing 2 in front, 2 behind, but I think just moving forward and just seeing where we're at to see like where the cap is, where we can continue to go is kind of fun and entertaining, and it makes the schedule challenging so we're not just moving up every year. So that is the schedule. The other thing that I did want to mention is I took the protected teams off. Not at all what I thought it was. I thought like Navy and Army are not in the same conference, right? So just use these 2 as an example, is that those rivalry games stay on the schedule. That's not at all what it is. It's protected through the conference. So like they play each other in the conference schedule regardless, not conference games. So kind of a bummer, but I went through and tried to navigate that, and it was just a mess trying to create new rivalries and different things. It just wasn't it. So that is that. So that is going to be the episode. A lot of talking, a lot of off-season work, getting ready for 2026, where we are now in the Conference USA. We did promote in the first year, which is a great sign moving forward. We did only go 6-7 right? We lost the bowl game to get to 6-7, but we got to a bowl game. We went from a half star to a 1-star, and so we'll see where we rank here in Conference USA, and we're just gonna continue to roll and see what we can do. As I mentioned, next episode we'll get into what the team looks like. Then we'll hop into, we'll look at what recruiting we're going to do and different things like that. So I greatly appreciate you taking the time. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch the video today. If you haven't already and you made it this far, please hit the like and the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.